My guess is that if you found yourself here today, that things must not be ideal at work, eh? Hey, look, you're not alone. We've all been there. And Dallas and I were there just a short time ago, and we made some changes, and we are much, much happier. Today, what we'd like to do is share with you the top 3 signs that presented themselves to us that let us know that it was time to make a change. Hey, who knows? You might find something in here that resonates with you too.
G'day. If you're new to the channel, we're Dallas and Beth. We quit our jobs in New Zealand and sold all of our worldly possessions and moved to Europe, and we've bought a motorhome. We plan to take the next couple of years to travel around Europe and North Africa, and we have no safety net to fall back on, so this is all or nothing. We'll show you the good, the bad and the ugly.
Like many of you, I spent a long time thinking about leaving my job. I was working crazy hours, but I was also making pretty good coin. So, I told myself this lie that I didn't have time to pursue something different. And frankly, I was scared. At my age, these kinds of opportunities don't come around all the time, and that kept me there. Made the decision. I'm drawing the line in the sand. I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. I can't wait to leave this job. Dallas and I have made a decision. I'm gonna get out of here. Just haven't got the date yet, but I'm excited that we've made the decision that we're gonna go. That's the first part, so now it's just planning. So excited. Life is meant to be lived. It's not meant to be lived like this. It's hours and hours spent on the job, 40 hours by Wednesday. Tuesday after a long weekend. So you know that it's like the worst kind of Monday ever, except it's a Tuesday. But soon I'm not going to have to deal with it. Yay! I'm sitting in a hotel room for, 10th or 11th time in the last couple of months. Why? I look forward to the day when I leave. That's what this channel is about. 56 years old. So who does that at 56? Who leaves a stable job and just takes off? I do. And then one Friday night, I couldn't deny it any longer. It was 9 p.m. I'd been at work since 6:30 in the morning. I was sick. I was so unhappy. I'd reached my breaking point. I'm still at work. It's 8:24 p.m. Been at work since 6 o'clock this morning. I worked till 9 o'clock. 9:30 last night. Today was a really rough day. Had a conversation with my husband, had a little boo-hoo. My husband said, "What are you doing this for? You're not even enjoying it." And he's right, I'm not enjoying it. I don't know what I'm doing this for. For what? For what? I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it to Easter, which is just crazy. It's official. I've parted ways with my job. I'm quite grateful.
So my work-life balance was better than Beth's, but you know what? You don't need to be super stressed or working heaps of hours to find yourself looking for something different. Even though I had more time outside of work and was making a decent paycheck, I found myself not enjoying my job anymore. It was time for a change.
Looking back at our experience, there were 3 clear signs that it was time to make a change. Sign number 1, you're checked out. Completely checked out. While we were still showing up to work every day, any positive emotional attachment to the job was completely gone. We lived for the weekends. For me, the sheer volume of the work and its relentless nature broke me. For you, it might be different. Maybe you've stopped learning anything new, or maybe you can't see your next career move at the particular company that you're with. Regardless of the reason, disengagement is a pretty good indicator that something has to change. Sign number 2, your work-life balance is a train wreck.
So we've gone on the internet and we've found a couple of stats that we found interesting, and we just want to take a moment to share them with you. The first one is
40% of workers around the world report an unhealthy work-life balance, which negatively impacts the time they spend with their friends and family. That's quite a bit, when you think 40%, right? Like, wow.
And how many of us fall into this category? Working in excess of 50 hours a week is associated with significantly increased risk of stroke, anxiety, and depression, and a greater chance of death from some sort of heart disease.
The other one is 49 of people who self-report a work-life imbalance believe it harms their family relationships. I think we experienced that.
We sure did.
Oh, yeah.
47% say it contributes to the loss of friendships.
I think that's really true, because even back in Auckland, we were so exhausted, we just never went out. People would invite us, and it seemed like it was such a chore to go out, eh? Like
Yeah.
we really got overwhelmed at the end.
Even going to the pub on Friday at 7 to watch the rugby was in the too hard basket.
Yeah, yeah. The last one is 38% of people self-report a link between work-life imbalance and their health problems. And we speak a little bit about this.
Zig Ziglar summed it up best. Here's what he said. You can't truly be considered successful in your business life if your home life is in a shambles. Food for thought.
Number 3 is declining health. And we saved this one for last because really we think it's the most important. This is one you don't want to ignore.
I lost the ability to sleep well on Sunday nights. Just the anxiety of having to go into work on Monday mornings was keeping me up. It's an awful lot like Groundhog Day. And when you're not sleeping well, you start losing energy. You get wore out, you get more colds, and I was getting a lot of colds, and I lost my mojo for going to the gym. And the gym is really important for me because that's where I get my dopamine. And without that dopamine from the gym, I started medicating junk food, lollies, alcohol. Talk about a snake swallowing its own tail. So I've got some good news. Since Beth and I made the decision, we've been going to the gym on a regular basis, and my mental health is in much better shape.
Here's a checklist of the health-related things that Dallas and I experienced on our journey. You know, take a moment, have a look at it. Does any of it resonate? I guess the question is, when you look at the checklist, you have to decide whether or not your job is causing you to sacrifice your health and wellness.
Long story short, something had to change, and it has. We quit our jobs and we've moved to Europe. So here we go. Hey team, does any of this resonate with you? Take some time to reflect.
I suppose the question that you have to ask yourself, that any of us have to ask ourselves is our job really worth sacrificing our happiness and health?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
Thanks for watching. We're really impressed you've made it this far into the video. It would really help us out if you subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.
And hey, look, we promise to continue to provide raw and an unfiltered look at what life looks like after you've made a really big change like we have.
It's not as easy as you think. Don't forget, time is short. It's never too late
Or too early.
to make that change.
We are dreamers of the shore.
Indicator that something has to change. You farted right in the middle of that.
There's too much instructions in there. I'm hurting.
You look constipated.
I'm hurting.
Drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the shore.